Well, hello all my yarny friends. Yes, my hair looks crazy. Rosie had to go potty at the last minute outside, of course, and so I had to run around and find her. Her sniffer doesn't work very well, okay? But she thinks it does, so she's like off on a mission. And I'm like, come on, Rosie, it's time to start the video. So now she's over here on her little poofy pillow, all sound asleep, okay? Well, hello everybody, I'm Sara Sach. Welcome to Coffee and Crochet with Sara. This is our live video podcast. You can call it a yarn podcast, a crochet podcast, or just a good old time. Alrighty, so I am drinking today my good old Aldi coffee, and I accidentally, when I was at Walmart, because I was talking, grabbed the wrong sugar-free creamer. And when I got home, I realized that I had purchased a chocolate caramel sugar-free creamer. Oh my goodness, it is amazing. It's like having a candy bar in your cup. And when you're diabetic like me and you cannot have candy bars anymore, finding that was amazing. So I'm just using it every now and then. And that's what I'm drinking today. And I do have my Memorial Day cup out here today. I love eagles. Aren't American eagles beautiful? All right. I hope you all are drinking something just as yummy as I am. Now, we had an amazing weekend. Okay. So, on Saturday, my husband and I went out to the garden center. You know, I cannot stay away from the garden center because plants and flowers are my second love next to yarn and crochet. And we ended up buying some more hydrangeas, transplanting the hydrangeas that were there into the back garden where all my other stuff is, and planting new ones because we found some really big, beautiful pinkish ones. Okay? And it was so much fun. And then we're like, oh, this is exhausting. And on Sunday afternoon, about 1 o'clock after church, we went over to my son's house and we celebrated his 40th birthday. And I told him, I said, you know, years ago when I turned 40, I could care less. But when your son turns 40, that's weird. Well, we had the best time. His wife, Christina, and Zoe, they decorated the house all in Star Wars stuff because since my son was little, since the first Star Wars movies first came out, he's always loved Star Wars. And she made him a cake and decorations, and on the wall she put something like "May the 40th be with you" instead of the Force. It was so cute. And we had the best time just laughing. And a surprise visitor came in. Daniel's best friend from Colorado came down and visited for his birthday, and that was a nice surprise because we all think his name's Joe. He worked with Daniel up there, and he's a great guy, and we just love him to pieces. And then on Monday, yesterday, we had everybody at our house, and we did the typical grilled burgers and hot dogs and potato salad and macaroni salad and chips and cake. But it was Callie's birthday, my granddaughter, and she turned 16. I cannot believe my little bitty Callie is 16 years old. She has become just the most accomplished, beautiful young lady. I don't think I was that accomplished at 16. But it was just so much fun, and she loves cheesecake. So instead of making her a regular cake, I made her a big cheesecake, and I did 3 different colors. They were all just your basic cheesecake flavor. But I put a little bit of food dye, and it was supposed to be yellow, pink, and lavender, but it came out like a dark pink, bright orange, but it's okay. She loved it. But, I did the graham cracker crust, and I did the cheesecake, and then I got this bag from Walmart. It's called Unicorn Sprinkles, and it's in a bag like chocolate chips come, and it had like different colored sprinkles. It had like little, they weren't M&Ms, but candy coated chocolates and different colors of chocolate chips in it. It was really pretty. And the funny thing is, I turned 61 in February, and so I saved the 6 and the 1, and we just turned it around and did 1 and 6 for 16. She thought that was hilarious. I'm frugal, okay? And it was all different colors, so it went really well with the unicorn thing. And her and Zoe just had the best time. And then we just ate and played games. And I got this game. It's called Uno Attack Flip. It is hilarious. You flip the cards. It has two sides, two different color. One's like darker colors, one's brighter colors. And it had this machine. You put all the cards in, and you have to push the button, and they flip out at you. It is hilarious. We laughed so hard and had so much fun. And then poor Joe, he was supposed to fly back to Denver yesterday afternoon. And because of the storms, his plane just kept getting delayed and delayed. Ended up, he didn't fly out till 11:30 last night. I just felt really bad for him, but we had a really great time. And Joe, we had a big piece of cement siding from the wind come off the side of our house. And my husband tried to climb up there, and I told him, I said, I don't want you up there. I do not want you to fall down and break your neck. And so when Joe was here, he volunteered to do it, and he got up there and fixed it for us. And so that was a really cool blessing also. So we just had a really, really great weekend. You know, Saturday through Monday was just amazing. You know, we're a big military family, and we have several loved ones who have passed, who are in the military, and also loved ones that have passed. And we just decided to talk about them and love them and tell silly stories. And we just really had a really just great weekend. So let me itch my nose. I took a Zyrtec because my sinuses are going crazy. But when I do that, it makes my nose run, and I don't know why. So please excuse me for that. But anyway, while we were over at my son's house on Sunday, my granddaughter came up and she handed me this. And this is Zoe, my son's daughter. She handed me this bear. And she said, I want you to have this because it is a Build-A-Bear. And it is her bear. And this bear's name is Sparkle. See her ears, how they sparkle, and the bottoms of her feet. And I don't know if you can see that, but her eyes sparkle also. And she wanted me to have her so I could make her a sparkly dress. Isn't she adorable? So now I have eight Build-A-Bears. Well, actually 7 and a bunny. But this is Sparkle. I think she's adorable. She has a much bigger head than some of my other ones, so I thought... So, I do have plans, just in case you're wondering, for the next Build-A-Bear or bear outfit. I was talking to somebody about some other bears that they had, wanting to know if they fit. I can't remember what those bears were. Oh, Care Bears. Okay, now the Care Bears my kids had when they were little, they weren't as tall as a Build-A-Bear, so I don't know if they'll fit a Care Bear, okay? But I do know they fit Cabbage Patch and the Hug-A-Bunch dolls. But you know what? If it's too big, you can always go down a hook size on the pattern. If it's not big enough, you can go up a hook size or add a stitch or two. Okay, so the next outfit I'm going to be making, I've already started it. It's going to be a little overall. It's going to have... overall pants with a little bib, and then I'm also going to make it so if you don't want to do pants on it, it'll have a little skirt. So whether you want to make it for the girls or the boys, either way. And little girls like shorts too. So and it's going to be really cute and a lot of fun. And I've already started it, and so I'm going to do one in bright colors for Sparkle. Okay, isn't she just adorable? I really hated to take her bear from her, because I know she loves her bear so much, but she wanted me to have it, and I was not going to tell her no. I was not. And she is absolutely adorable, and her name is Sparkle because of all her sparkliness. Isn't she cute? I wanted to show you her, not show you her, not show you, not show her you, show you her. I think my Zyrtex just kicked in. Alrighty, I'm going to set her over here. She is really, really cute. She's the same size in her body, but her head's quite a bit bigger than the other Build-A-Bears. Alrighty, I have a lot of fun things to show you today. We didn't do a lot of really big crochet projects this week with the holidays and stuff, or the holiday and stuff, and so yes, I am making the boys in a blue jean colors yarn. I'm actually using the Hobby Lobby jean yarn that you mentioned. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm making one so that it looks like a pair of blue jeans, and then I'm going to do the skirt so it's all bright colors. Okay? Glad you mentioned that. Alrighty. So, before we get into all that, I do have a shout out this week. I was sitting there, I think it was Saturday evening, because I was making plans for all the things I need to get ready for Monday, and then talking with Christina and what she needed me to bring on Sunday. And I was just sitting there waiting for her to text me back, and I was going through YouTube. I wasn't going to do a shout out this week because sometimes I just like to give it a break, you know. But I came across this lady's video, or her YouTube channel, and I just really liked what she was doing. Okay, her name is Carolyn. It might be Caroline. You know, I didn't stop to listen to the way she pronounced her name, but Caroline. That's usually Caroline, isn't it? For the love of crochet. And let me read to you what it says, what she wrote about herself on her YouTube channel. It says, "Hello. So happy you stopped by. My name is Caroline, and I am here to share my passion for all things crochet. My hope is that together we can encourage and inspire to create with hook and yarn. I hope you find as much joy as I have in crochet." Isn't that neat? I love that because that's exactly the way that I feel. She says crochet is very near and dear to her heart as it was taught to her by her mother. I hope to share it with my children and their craft continues to grow. And that's really neat because we really do need to share it with our family and our kids. We don't want our crochet craft to die out. Crochet is a wonderful art and we really love it. And I love the way she does things. And all of her videos, I watched probably 10. They're very encouraging. They're fun. She's lighthearted. She's kind of lighthearted and serious at the same time. I just really enjoyed it. Okay, now, Caroline, for the love of crochet, I have put her link to her YouTube channel, again, underneath this video. Go over and subscribe, like, and boop that bell. And tell her I sent you. Okay? Alrighty, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is Premier Yarn. Now, Premier Yarn has come out with a lot of new stuff, and it's really hard right now to keep up with it. Not hard, but you know, it's just a lot of new stuff. And so I thought rather than just choosing one yarn, we're going to go over to the website with my iPad, and I'm just going to talk to you about each one real quick. And this isn't going to take very long. Don't panic. Okay, let's go over to my top camera here. And I've got my iPad here, and I just want to show you. All I did was I went over here and typed new yarn. You can see right here, new. Okay, and look at all this. Lots of new stuff. The latest one is raffia, and this is so cool. This is, I want to show you what it says here. It's made with 100% cellulose rayon. 14 colors. It's a bulky 5, $6.99. A ball basically, and you're getting 3.5 ounces. Wouldn't that make lovely bags? And look at this color. Of course, you know I'm going to go to the yellow. It's called golden. And they just have this beautiful blue, you know, lots of beautiful colors. This is one of their brand new ones. See, it doesn't even have any reviews yet because it's brand new. All right, so let's go back. Let's see. There we go. All right, so here are some other new ones that they have. This is the anti-peeling DK Color striping yarn. Okay, that's a new one. Look at all those beautiful colors. And look, they're already selling out of some of them because they're so pretty. Look at this one. I want you to see the top of it. Look at that. That's knit. That's the top. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? And this one has 25 colors. Just gorgeous. $5.99 for 5 ounces, and it's a light 3 weight. All right. This is the sock kit, and this is the Just yarn that I told you about that has all the new colors. And then this is the L by Me, which is not me, but that's the name of it. That is this beautiful sparkly yarn, and it has all these gorgeous colors, and they have 4 new colors. And you can see it's just a beautiful yarn. I did a scarf with it and trimmed it with the black and gold. And then we have the Flora yarn, which is one of my favorites. I was actually going to talk about this because I purchased some more. I purchased some of the gold and the blues, and then I also went back in and purchased some of the pink ones. That one's blush, and this one is roses. Gorgeous, gorgeous yarn, $4.99, and it is a nylon, 12 colors, bulky number 5, and you get 3.5 ounces. That's another new one that I just love. Okay, and then I did go back and get this one. Remember I told you I bought 2 of them. I bought the blue one and the purple one. But I meant to order 2, but I thought they didn't send them. So I checked my receipt, and I had only ordered 1 of each. So I ordered another one of each of those because I want to make kind of a cover-up poncho sort of thing for bathing suits. And I've got an idea in mind, but I haven't got it done yet. Okay. And then they have the candy shop. This cotton over here, I forgot I was going to tell you this. This cotton over here is a number 2 fine weight. Okay. And this other cotton that's new, the candy shop, and this cotton is a bulky number 5 cotton. I love it when I get a bulky number 5 cotton because there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. And I did order some in. I haven't got them yet. Okay. I know I've already spent my June budget. We're not even into June yet. This is new. This is their Chanel Basics. And these are called tie-dyes. And they're just gorgeous. Look at all those colors. And what I want you to do, because you're not going to be able to see it here. You're just not. What I want you to do is just hit my Premier link and go and look at these yourself. Now, this is the Basics worsted, and they came out with some new colors also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new colors. Okay, and so just tons of new stuff at Premier. And so, I mean, I have some of these, but they're just all packed in that box. And I was going to do like a great big unboxing, but it really just seems so overwhelming to me. It's a lot of stuff. And so what I want you to do, my Premier yarn link is under there. And thank you to those of you who order through that Premier link, because I do get credit for it. My ponytail's hurting. I have a lot of hair and it's heavy. But anyway, thank you for those of you who have ordered. It means a lot to me. I only get like 10%, so it's not like I get a lot, but it does make it so that I can order more yarn, and then I can give away more yarn. So anyway, thank you for that. But please, go underneath this video, hit that Premier yarn link, and check out all that new stuff. It is just a bunch of really amazing yarn. And the term that I use all the time, hang on 2 seconds. Okay, the term that I use all the time about Premier is that Premier yarn never disappoints. I have never ever been disappointed with the quality or the colors ever from Premier yarn. And it's really difficult. I mean, especially now that Joann's is closed. And a lot of stores like Hobby Lobby and Walmart have way cut down their yarn. It's hard to find yarn that you can go in and actually touch and look at. And so I've always, as soon as I found out who Premier Yarn was, I have always just loved it. And I've loved it. And I've never once been disappointed in Premier Yarn. I just love it. And that's why when I was asked to be an affiliate, I just jumped on it. I did. Because I thought, well, why not promote something you already love, right? Okay. Do you have a wig? No, this is my real hair. I don't have a wig. Oh, a pattern. Sorry, I do not have a wig pattern other than I have a hat that looks like a wig, but it was for Halloween a few years ago. I can't remember what it is. I think maybe it is called a wig. If you go to my Ravelry shop, you can find it in there. I was like, the reason that I said that, I mean, there's a lady at church. She cracks me up. One Sunday morning, she came up to me and she just like was pulling on my hair. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just, I'm just trying to see if that's your real hair, if you wear a wig. Everyone's saying you wear a wig. I said, this is my hair. I have a lot of hair. I always have. That's why I thought you were asking that. No, this is my real, you can actually see I'm starting to turn gray. It is my real hair. Okay, I do also, now that I think about it, I have a little wig pattern for dogs. One year I had this lady, she does this thing called I think it's called dachshund races. And every year around Halloween, they dress their dachshunds up and they put little wigs on them and little Halloween costumes. So I made a pattern just for her. And it's on there also. But I do have one wig pattern that it's like it has like straight bangs and it comes down, it kind of curls up. I cannot remember that. I think it's just called Silly Wig. It's on my Ravelry shop. You know what? I did do a video for it now that I think about it. It's an older video, so it might be a little more silly. How can you get any more sillier than this? But I do, and I look in the hat and headband playlist and you'll find it. It's called the Silly Wig. I'm almost funny. It might be Fun Silly Wig. I'm almost sure but it is in there. Threw me off. The truth of the matter is I have written so many patterns. I mean, thousands of them that a lot of times I forget what I've done. Alrighty. So we talked about yarn. We talked about the shout out. I did want to talk to you about one more thing. This week I got in my Hirschner's crochet Afghan calendar. And a lot of people have asked me about this. The way this works is you have to order this year for next year's. Okay? And I don't even remember how I found out about this. But if you go to Hirschner's and you go down to the bottom of the page, they have where it says, it might be questions or something like that, and you can contact them and they'll put you in contact with the people who do this for them. Okay, and what this is it is a calendar, and there's cardboard in there. Each month there is a crochet or knitted blanket. I think this one's all crochet. Yeah, I think they have a knitted one also. That is on the calendar. And here's all the ones for 2026. See, this is the 2026 one. Okay? And then they send you a book like this that has all the patterns in it. Okay? And then they also send you this, which is just a pocket calendar that you can keep in your purse or wallet or something. But I have been getting these for about 6 years now. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yes, because I had to notify them when we moved to the rental house. And we were in that rental house for 6 months. And then before our house was finished being built. And then I had to give them the address for this house when we moved down here. Okay, so, but I cannot remember who told me about this. But I know that you can't just go on the Hirschner site and order it. You have to contact them. And they give you the contact information for the calendar. Okay? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm reading your comment. I don't know. Maybe it's done through a different way now, but I know that I had to. Now, they only do so many a year. And you have to make sure you tell them you want the next year. If you call right now and ask for 2026, they'll tell you that they've already been sent out. And so if you called now, you have to order the 2027 one. That's the way it works, because you have to order a year in advance, because they only make how many are ordered. Okay, so make sure you say the right year that you want to order. But I've had them coming in for probably 5 or 6 years. So and the way that they get, when I talked to Hirschner's, all they did was give me a phone number and a name, and then I had to call that phone number and give them my information, and then they called me back, and it was all done over the phone. It wasn't like you send it in an order or anything like that. All right, Judy, the dark red one from Dollar Tree from Premier Yarn, sometimes when you get a dark color, it will run. And that's why I always tell people if you're using like a black, a navy, a dark red, a really dark green or something, make sure that you soak it in 100 cold water and a tablespoon of white distilled vinegar. Okay, and you can put it in your wash machine and just run a rinse cycle with that, and it will set the colors. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It just depends. Dawn just got her calendar also, and this one is really fun because it's all chevron patterns. Okay, now my headband, all it is I do this to keep my scalp from sunburning, because I always get sunburnt on my scalp. And all this is I take 4 strands of a medium weight number 4 yarn and just do a row of single crochet until it fits around, and I just tie a knot in the back and slide it on. Nothing fancy. I call it my sun protection, because I'm outside all the time in the garden and in the yard and stuff like that. And I'll leave it by my Crocs. I have my yellow Crocs, and I have a pink pair now too. My yellow ones are quite dirty. But we've gotten so much rain and everything's all muddy, so I have to wash them all the time. But yeah, I just keep them over by the door when I go outside, and I plop on the headband along with my shoes. But nothing major, just 4 strands of medium weight, single crocheted until it's the length you want, tie it, put it on. But as far as the calendar, I do know that you have to order, like they're sending out 2026, so you have to order 2027. And I know that sounds weird, but the way it's done is they only make the amount that are already sold for that year. Okay? All right. Let's talk about what we did this week at Posh Pooch Designs. Now, this and that video, I was really impressed with all of the people who commented, because this was a really difficult subject. And the this and that video, I named it, Does Crochet Have Healing Powers? And I had some people who made some really crass comments, and I think that they made those comments because they didn't watch the video. And that's why I always say watch the video, because you don't really understand a lot of times the topic until you've watched the video. And this video really, because this is Mental Health Month, and a lot of people have found healing through crochet, and I am one of them. And I put my story out there just a little bit, and a lot of you followed me a while, you know my story a little bit about how I learned to crochet. And I put that out there, my crochet journey, a little bit, and then explained some ways that crochet can heal us emotionally and mentally and things like that. And the video's not real long. I think it's like 12 minutes, I think. I try to keep the this and that video about 12 to 15 minutes. But anyway, I was really so impressed with all of the comments that were made, because a lot of them were really, most of them really were heartfelt comments about their own experience with crochet and how it has helped them with anxiety and depression and loneliness and sadness and things like that. And any art can be this way, can be healing, and can help us through hard times. You know, loss of pets and loss of family members, and you know, fires and tornado, things that have happened, and all of these things cause us such stress and anxiety, and things that we all struggle with all the time. And that's what this video is all about. And I guess some of them just brought me to tears because people were so willing to share their story. And that's not easy. Sharing your stories like that is not easy. It is hard. And I appreciate it. I appreciated it, really. And it helped me learn a lot about people. And also helped me learn that I'm not the only one who struggles with some of these things, you know, and struggled with them as a child. And so, my hair's sticking straight up into the air, isn't it? But anyway, I just really wanted to put this particular video out because of May being Mental Health Month and how crochet can help us with our mental health. Now, tomorrow's video is more about physical health and crochet. And so I wanted to kind of do it as a two-part series. I worked on it this morning and I think I've got it ready. But what I'm doing with it is I'm going to show you some different things that you can do when your hands get sore, your neck gets sore, and some different things that you can use to help, you know, keep from being sore and things like that, because we want to stay healthy mentally and physically because we love what we do. You know, I know my hair is driving me crazy today. It keeps flopping one way or the other. But anyway, it's a mess because, like I said, I had to go chase Rosie today. But anyway, I think you'll really like tomorrow's video also. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just an old woman, 61 years old, wanting you to love crochet the way that I do, you know, and how it can be healing. And also how we can help heal ourselves through physical, you know, as far as like, you know, things, arthritis and neck pain and things that can help us with those things. Okay. And so that's what that video is about tomorrow. All right. Now, on Friday Fun Day, we did this necklace here. This is a star pendant with a beaded necklace. And I've got the other one I made over here. I'm going to switch back to the other camera here. This is a star that we started with the beaded circle, and then we made the star and added another bead, and then we made a beaded necklace to go with it together. And it's a really fun project, and I like to do stuff like this when it comes to summer, because this is a great time to teach others, kids and adults alike, about crochet. And when you make something like this, it's super easy and they see results super easy. Okay, and I told you about this that I purchased at Walmart. I went back. These are $4.97. You get 380 assorted beads. And this one, I'm going to turn it over so you can see. It had all three different colors of stars and all three different colors of regular pony beads. Okay. It also had 4 silicone bracelets and 2 stretchy cords in the box. $4.97, it's a great bargain. But I used it for the necklace. And then these are beads I already had on hand. They're little flowers and pony beads. But I went back because I wanted to be able to do this with my grandkids this summer. And I found these two, and they have other ones also. This one has sparkle beads in it. Some are clear and some are solid. And it has little whales and turtles and dolphins. And it's like a beach theme. Isn't that cute? Or I should say an ocean theme. Okay. This one is got pinks and greens and some sparkle beads in there. And then the beads down here are all butterflies. And all three of them have, this one has 420 beads. This one has 330 beads, and that's because the dolphins and, you know, these are bigger beads. So you're getting a little bit less beads. And this one has 380 stars. This one has the most because it has all those butterflies. But these are just a really good bargain. And I do have some other bead projects coming for the summer. Now, you can also, there was also one that was safari that had lions and tigers. There were several other ones. I can't remember. There were probably 6 or 8 different styles. But I got ones that I thought my grandgirls would like. And so, I mean, and there's so many things that you can do. You can do, hair accessories, things for putting in your braids and ponytails. You can do necklaces and bracelets. You can even add beads to purses and little bags. And kids like to make things that they can get quickly. Understand quickly and make quickly. They don't want things that are, like a blanket that's going to take forever. You can even make belts, to tie around, headband, things like that. And so I have some other things planned, a couple other things planned for the summer to use with the beads. I specifically made this one red, white, and blue because it was Memorial Day weekend. And you can wear this for 4th of July. You can wear it for Flag Day, or any time. I wear red, white, and blue all the time just because I like it. But yeah, and you can use, I could have made this and just added beads to it, because this is just a braid, or I call it braid. It's just crochet headband. And they're just super fun projects that I want to do this summer. And just because they're small projects doesn't mean they're just for the kids, because I enjoy this kind of thing too. It's getting hot, and unless you're sitting under the fan or the air conditioner, you're not going to want to make a great big heavy blanket. Although sometimes I do. I'll make a blanket any time of year, to be honest with you. But anyway, and like head scarves, and bandanas, and lots of fun things that we can add beads to. Now, if you want to find some previous things that I've done with beads, I've made, bracelets like this. I've made tassels, pom-poms. There's a lot of different things with beads. And you can find almost all of those in the Friday Fun Day playlist. Okay? Just go to my main YouTube channel page and hit that little tab that says playlists, and all the playlists I have will come up. Look for Friday Fun Day and just look through it, because I've done bookmarks and lots of other things where we've added beads. Okay? And if you want to go ahead and find some other things that you can do with beads to do with your family and friends, because think about it. A group of ladies getting together, making a bracelet, and having fun. That's what it's all about. Crochet time, fun time, family and friends. Okay? I have one of my friends in Colorado, my little friend, that she's not little anymore. She's getting ready to have a baby boy. She got married about 2 years ago. But anyway, this summer I sent her a package with some things in it. And she messaged me and she said she's starting a crochet group at church and she's going to use some of my stuff. And I said, absolutely, have some fun, and go ahead, use my videos and get together and watch them together and have some fun. Because I want everybody to crochet. Remember, I told you years ago, I used to say, if I could teach my dogs to crochet, I would. Because I think everyone should crochet. There's just so many things that you can make with crochet besides just a blanket. Although I do love making blankets. So anyway, and these beads, it's just a really good bargain. I may have to go back and get some more, although you've seen my bead box. It's just loaded with beads. Well, I have bead bags too everywhere. I have one bag that's just all wooden beads, so, and the same with buttons. So I love beads. I love buttons. I love yarn, and I love to make things, and especially things that you can wear. It seems like every time I wear something out or to church or to a restaurant or anywhere that I go, People are like, did you make that? I'm like, yeah. One time I had on a sort of a pullover. It's like a sweater, but it only had like half sleeves, and I guess we call them a shrug. Well, I did not make it. I had bought it at Target, I believe, years ago. And this lady comes up and she goes, "Oh, your homemade little sweater is so cute. You did such a good job." I'm like, "Thank you." And I lied. I felt so bad about it. I didn't know what to say. I was like, "I cannot believe you just said that." Don't tell anybody. That's our little secret, okay? Anywho, the other thing that we did, yes, I actually filmed this video on Friday afternoon. It might have been, no, it was Thursday afternoon, and I scheduled it for Monday morning. And that is our flower coasters. I want to show you these again. These are so much fun to make. Everybody needs to make coasters. And these are so much fun to make because all I did is I just took scrap cotton and made it. And I believe these measure about 5 inches across. So they're a little bit bigger than regular coasters. So they'll fit our great big mugs. Because everybody's got these great big water bottles now. But anyway, these are great to make. And I was telling you in the video, I make them up with, I have a basket I throw a lot of my leftover cotton in. And sometimes you just have a little bit, you know, that it's not enough to really put into a blanket or anything. But you can take these small scraps and make fun things out of them. And sometimes when I'm watching a movie, I don't want to work on designing. I don't want to work on, you know, I just want to do something different, kind of what I call, you know, lazy crochet. You just want to do something, keep your hands busy to keep you from eating too much popcorn, I guess. Or me anyway. And so then I'll just grab crochet pieces and I'll just put them together. Now this one here is all on one skein. It was, I think, a peaches and cream one that it was called Stripey. I can't remember the name of it. And it actually wasn't patriotic. This is how it goes from like this beige to the blue to the white to a dark red, and then you can see it's got some pink and it turns into a pink. It's really interesting. But these two I pieced together because I wanted you to see how just by changing the colors, like I striped this one I did bigger, you know, and makes the flowers look different. And then I just throw them in a basket, you know, and I have them in a basket. People come over, I can just toss them a coaster and say, "Use the coaster, dude." And then when they leave, I'll tell them, "Take it with them. Don't forget me." And if not, I just grab them all up and throw them in the wash along with my towels, you know, and they're just great to have around. I love coasters. I've got them everywhere, you know, and I keep them around. And the thing is, you make a bunch of them up, you get all these different colors, then you find out someone's got a new home, or they're moving, going to college, you know, getting a new apartment or whatever, and you want to give them like a housewarming gift or whatever. Get in your stash of all your coasters, mix and match some colors together, put a nice ribbon on it, and you've got a fun gift, you know. So they're actually kind of fun if you want to give someone, like, say, a set of glasses or a set of cups, and give them coasters with it. You know? So anyway, they're just fun to have around, and they're fun for gifts. And so I like to make coasters. And a great way to use up leftover cotton. Now you can make these out of acrylic if you want to. Just remember, cotton absorbs. So if you're going to put something on this that's going to sweat, the cotton will absorb it. But if you're using acrylic does not absorb. And the water might go through and mess with if it's on a wooden surface. Keep that in mind when you're picking what you're going to make your coasters out of. If the tabletop is, say, marble, like my counter, my island in my kitchen is marble. So I don't worry about things sweating on there. But I do have 2 tables that are wooden, 2 of my end tables, and my dining room table are all wooden, and so I want to use cotton so I don't get those rings, you know. So anywho, that's what we did this week. Now, this Friday, I have something really fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. I can't remember what size I made it. You'll have to wait till Friday and find out. All right. And then, of course, next week is June. I only remember because I have to go to the dentist. Do y'all like going to the dentist? I do not like going to the dentist. I have a small mouth, believe it or not. I have a small mouth. Every dentist I've ever had in my whole life are like, you have such a small mouth. And I'm always like, my mom never said that. But yeah. Anywho, I think that's all I've got for you today. Looking on my notes before I let you go. Don't forget to say goodbye to, I was going to call her Crystal, to Sparkle. Sparkle the Sparkly Bear. This is a gift from my granddaughter Zoe. And don't forget to go over to Caroline from The Love of Crochet. Her link is underneath this video. And go subscribe, like, boop her bell. Don't forget to boop my bell also. And tell her I sent you. I think you'll really enjoy her YouTube channel. Okay? And like I said, this is Sparkle the Bear. And the next bear outfit I told you I was going to be overalls. And someone mentioned, I can't remember who, I'm so sorry, about making it out of denim yarn. And I am. I have the Hobby Lobby denim yarn. And I'm going to be making one overall that is going to have the pants. And then I'm also going to make an overall that's going to have a skirt hooked instead of short. They're actually going to be shorts because it's for summer. So that you can either make one with a skirt or one with shorts. Okay? So I think you'll really enjoy that. It's coming out really cute. So I'm really having fun with all the bears. And I wrote down all the names. So we have Faith the bunny. And then we have Joy, Hope, Cookie, Gabe, Teddy, and now Sparkle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Build-A-Bears. One bunny. And I'm having the best time. What? She doesn't like that you have all your teeth? She needs a different job then, Kim. If she doesn't like that you have all your teeth, that's the whole point of going to the dentist. So anyway, Sparkle says bye, and so do I. Y'all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Having all your teeth. Oh, okay, let me find the ending. Okay, now I'm going.